Today, we are diving into a topic that is on everyone's mind, which is how you can smartly grow your money. Whether you are a fresh graduate just getting started in your career, a seasoned professional who is planning towards retirement, or simply someone who is looking to make their money work harder for them, then this video is for you. We will be uncovering strategies and tips that will set you on the path towards financial growth and security. I will advise you to stick till the end of this video because I'll be unveiling key takeaways that will transform the way you think about money and investing. If you're seeing this beautiful face for the first time, hello, you're welcome. My name is Anne. I'm a chartered accountant with years of experience in both the banking and insurance sector. And on this channel, I discuss all things money, how you can make more money, how you can save better, how you can invest profitably, and how you can better your finances in general. So if that sounds like what you love to keep seeing, then quickly hit the subscribe button and turn on your bell notifications so that you don't miss any new video from this channel. We are going to be covering 3 essential steps that will help you grow your money intelligently. The first step in growing your money is understanding and setting your financial goals. The trick is to start small and then work your way up. So you can start with smaller short-term goals and then gradually build your way towards bigger long-term financial goals. In order to do this well, you need to first and foremost assess your current financial situation. I'm talking about your income, your expenses, your assets, and your liabilities. A lot of people want to assume these things from the top of their head. No, it should be recorded. You should have a record of where all your income is coming from your salary, from your business, from your side hustles, from your investments. You should have a record and have a number that you know you're likely to be getting on a monthly basis, on a yearly basis. You should also record your expenses. A lot of people will keep saying, I don't know where my money is going to. I earn a lot, I earn substantially, but I don't know. I don't know where is inflation. I don't know where my money is going to. No, you will not be asking that question if you record your expenses on a daily basis. I, for one, I use my note app. It makes it very simple. Anytime I make an expense, be it a cash transaction or online, maybe with POS, a card transaction, or maybe a transfer with my app or anything, I just open up my note app and I quickly record that. I label it and I say, oh, I just write, maybe if it's food, I just write food and I put the amount beside it. Okay. If it's maybe hair, or clothes, I just write clothes and I put the amount beside it. Simple and easy. Doing this helps you to know exactly where your money is going to, and it helps you to know where you need to cut back on. Because trust me, you might be surprised if you do this for 1 month. You'll be surprised at how much you're spending on things that you shouldn't be spending that much on. Okay, you might think, oh, eating out, I don't spend too much eating out. Oh, until you record it and see the exact amount you spent in a month eating out, you'll now be like, wow, I didn't know I was spending that much. So it's always good for you to record your expenses. Now we'll move on to what your assets and liabilities are. A while ago on my Instagram channel, I uploaded a video on how you can calculate your net worth, bringing in your assets, which are things that you own, which are going to be giving you money in the nearest future, and your liabilities, which are things that you owe, which will be taking money from you in the nearest future. Having all these figures put together in a record where you can look at it and be able to say, oh, this is where I am financially. Okay, I am worth this. When you hear Dangote is worth this or Mark Zuckerberg is worth this, how do you think they arrive at these figures? You should be able to also know what you are worth based on your assets, your liabilities, your income, and your expenses. Really, it is not even hard. It is very easy to do. Okay, let me know if you want me to make a more detailed video on this. Now, knowing where you are financially presently is going to help you in making better financial goals for your future. Your goals should be smart. They should be specific. They should be measurable. They should be achievable. It's not something that you're just going to imagine out of the head. That is why you should know where you are now. Because where you are now is going to help you know what you can achieve, okay? It should be relevant and it should be time bound. Let's take Mr. Charles, for example. He's 35 years old, but he wants to retire when he's 55. That means he wants to retire in the next 20 years. So what he needs to do with this goal of his now is to bring out an amount of money he knows he needs to make sure that he doesn't need to go back to work. Now he says that if I can get 2 million naira on a monthly basis passively, that I can comfortably remain retired. So now what he needs to do is, what investments do I need to have in place so that in 20 years time, those investments will be dropping a passive income from me of 2 million naira monthly. That means I don't have to do anything. At every month, at the end of every month, this money will drop from different sources, maybe from rental properties, from dividend payments, from bonds, from the stock market, whatever it will just be dropping from different corners. Okay. And when he knows that amount now, then he can start working towards it, knowing that he has just 20 years to achieve this. A lot of people tend to look at retirement as a very far thing. Oh, it's very far. I'm still young. I'm still in my 20s. I'm still in my 30s. I'm still in my 40s. I don't have to retire until the next 10, 20, 30 years. Wrong. Retirement is going to hit you before you know it. Now, I remember growing up and watching some of my parents' colleagues, they always had big dreams about their retirement package. They always said they were going to, complete their house with their gratuity. They were going to buy this one, do this one, start this business with their gratuity. They put on so much plans on the money that they were going to receive from the government. And when this money came, they became very disappointed because things just drag the money out and it was gone. So depending on your retirement package, both from your private organization or maybe from the government organization you're working for, is not a retirement goal at all. I, for one, when I was still working with the bank, that was when my mom retired from service. And I was a marketer then. So I was really, really, piping for her to give me the gratuity because I wanted to put it in my cabal, to boost my target and all. And I kid you not, when I finally got that money, I was right. I was shocked. I was like, is this it? Is this what you're getting for 35 years? I know you're still going to be paid monthly, but I expected something way bigger, because of the way I saw people making plans on this particular money. So if you're still someone that is depending on your retirement package, thinking that, okay, when I retire I'll get this bulk sum of money, I'll use and do this and do that, please, if there's nothing you take away from this video, take this away. That is not a plan. You need to start now and make a plan for your retirement. Ask yourself what you need to have in place and how you need to achieve that. How much do you want to be getting on a monthly basis after your retirement? Because if the money you're making now is not enough, if the money you're making now when you're actively working is not enough, then what is going to happen when you stop making it? When this particular amount stops coming and a smaller version of it comes. And no, children are not a retirement plan. If you want me to make a video purely for planning your retirement, then let me know in the comment section and I will do that for you. So when you set financial goals, it helps you to stay motivated. It helps you to avoid distractions. It helps you to be disciplined. In fact, people that set goals always have a higher chance of achieving those goals. Even the Bible encourages us to have our vision clear and clearly written down so that we can run with it. Now, it helps you to stay disciplined. When you know the things you need to achieve, maybe even in the short term or in the long term, it enables you to say no to things. It's not everything that calls for your money that you say yes to. Not every contribution, it's not every party, it's not everything that flashes before you that you pay for or that you buy. You will be able to say no to so many things because you know that they are not in line with your goals. Trust me, if you start to implement this today, you will start seeing a difference in your finances. Once you're clear on where you are presently with your finances and where you want to go with your finances, then it's time for you to build a diversified portfolio. There is a saying that says that when you invest, you're buying a day that you don't have to work. Let me say that again. When you invest, you are buying a day that you don't want to work. So the more you invest, the more you're buying days and weeks and months and years that you don't have to work. Investing is a key component to financial growth. Unlike regular savings accounts that offer you minimal, close to nothing returns, investments are guaranteed to offer you substantial returns. Diversification helps you to spread risks across different markets and industries, thereby reducing the effect of market volatility. Just like putting your eggs in one basket. If you put your eggs in one basket, anything that happens, all your eggs will be gone. But if you put it in different places, then even if one is going down at any particular point in time, the other one will be beefing it up pending when that one comes back up. So it is very, very important to not invest in just one area. Diversify and put your investments in different places. Now, the various investment options to consider is, as a beginner, starting with your high yield savings account, you can be looking at bonds, looking at mutual funds, looking at the stock market, and looking at real estate. These are just the 5 key ones I want to mention in this video. In my previous video, I've mentioned some of these investments and how I personally use them and what I recommend for you to do with them and how you can get started with them. I'm going to put the link to that video down in the description so that you can watch it right after this video. Personally, I use a high yield savings account for my emergency fund. In case if you don't know what an emergency fund is, an emergency fund is money that you set aside about 3 to 6 months of your current living expenses. Of course, you need to know what your living expenses are so that you can set aside 3 to 6 months of it. You see why you need to record your expenses? Please start doing that today. Now, when you set aside this money in an emergency fund, it helps you to avoid debt so that when things happen, you don't go and rush to start borrowing money. When you have emergencies like medical emergencies or job loss or business downtime, you can still be able to cope and use money from there while you get back to your feet. It also helps you not to liquidate your long-term investments. So having an emergency fund is very key. And instead of leaving this emergency fund in your regular savings account, it's advisable that you put it in a high yield savings account. I'm going to put the link of the particular high yield savings account I use. This particular one offers me up to 20% returns. Yes, it is that good. I'm going to put the link for you down in the description so that you can get started with it as a high yield savings account for yourself too. Now moving on to bonds. Even in that previous video, I discussed about federal government bonds. If you're in Nigeria, federal government bonds is an opportunity we get every month. Every month, yes. The federal government issues this every month and you can get started. In fact, the one for this month was open from the 1st to the 5th of this month. So if you miss that, you can just key into the one that's going to come by next month. This particular one offered between 16 to 17% interest and it is very safe. Yes, government is not going to run away with your money, okay? So it is very safe and it's actually a way for you to get started with your investments. The next one is mutual funds. Mutual funds is something that is very dear to me because it was actually the very first place I started my investment journey with. I started with ARM investments and then later moved to Stanbic IPTC investments. So these two companies, I've had very wonderful experiences with them. I still use them till date. So it's something, there are two companies that I can recommend for anyone who wants to get started with mutual funds. So these three that I just mentioned are very low risk investments that you can start with and your capital is preserved and your interest is sure. Now, if you want to take it up a little bit, in your risks, then you can talk about the stock market and real estate investments. Now, even in the stock market, you can still diversify your investments by investing in ETFs. So what do I mean by that? Instead of buying singular companies like Apple, Microsoft, instead of picking them one by one and buying them, you can just buy an ETF. An ETF is like a basket that houses all these top companies. You can even buy ETFs in different industries like real estate industries or tech industries or startups. There are ETFs for all this. So what an ETF does, like the popular ETFs have gathered all the top companies like your favorites, Amazon, Tesla, Microsoft, all those big industries, all those big companies have been gathered into one ETF so that when you buy that particular ETF, you're getting a tiny portion of all those companies. So if for any reason one of them is not doing so well, you won't really feel it because your general stock, your general share, the ETF will still be doing well because other ones that are doing well will be enough to beef it up and you wouldn't feel the effect of that particular one inside that is not doing well. So that is how you can also diversify your portfolio even in the stock market. You can also consider real estate investments, even though this can be a little tricky and a lot of people, especially in Nigeria, have lost their life savings by buying properties that had issues and are encumbered. So it's always good for you to make sure you're partnering with a reputable real estate company and you're doing your research by going to websites like encumberedproperties.com to make sure that the property you're buying is genuine and actually available for sale. So when building your diversified portfolio, you need to ask yourself exactly what your risk tolerance is so that you know whether you're going to stick to the low risk investments or whether you want to actually focus on the high risk investments, or if you're like me, you want to have a mix of everything. Let me know if you want me to do a more detailed video on any of these investment options that I mentioned in order to help you understand them deeper and answer some of the questions that you may have. Just let me know in the comment section and I will do that for you. And that brings us to our next step, which is continuous learning and adaptation. Things change everywhere, even in the financial world. So it's always good to keep yourself informed and be ready to adapt even as things change. It is also very important for you to keep track of your portfolio's performance and be able to make adjustments when needed. Ways for you to keep yourself informed include listening to financial news, reading books, and subscribing to this YouTube channel. Yes, because I'm going to keep on releasing videos that will keep you informed as to what is going on in the market and how you can make better decisions with your investments and with your money. So if you have not already done so, please kindly hit the subscribe button and share this video with your friends, because you cannot be growing if you're not pulling the people around you up with you. They're going to end up pulling you down. So make sure that you, as you are learning, you are also sharing the information to those around you so that you guys can grow together. You also need to be ready to adjust your financial plans to major life changes like marriage, childbearing, relocation, and all these things that can come up that will affect your financial plans. Flexibility and continuous learning are keys to long-term financial success. Remember that investment is a journey and not a sprint. So start by setting clear goals, creating a diversified portfolio, and keeping yourself informed. Whether you're planning for short-term goals or long-term security, these principles I mentioned in this video is going to help you towards financial success. In my next video, I'll be sharing businesses that you can start with less than 100,000 naira, that is less than $100, profitable business. So if you don't want to miss that video, make sure you subscribe and turn on your post notification so that once I post that video, you'll be the first to see it. Until then, take care and keep on working towards your financial goals. Bye for now.